Hey, everybody. Sorry about the couple of restarts I had to do there. I was having some audio issues. I have resolved them. So my microphone was not being picked up in stream at all. So that was weird. But now it's fixed. So I figured it's been a little while since we've done an Ultimate Admiral Dreadnought stream, and it just so happens that a couple days ago they updated the game. We'll switch over here in a moment. They updated the game, and they added a couple of new scenarios, and I thought one of them looked pretty interesting, and I would like to actually stream it for you guys. Let me check the news here. Yeah. So, on the 26th, they released Alpha version 2. And, or the 25th, actually, and then they released a hotfix for it. But hopefully, they're saying that it should have increased FPS performance. And they've added a couple of extra scenarios, and they made a few other improvements. So we'll see how this goes. Let me swap over here. And then jump into the game. Unfortunately, they still haven't fixed the issue with windowed full screen. They don't have a windowed borderless mode yet, so anytime I go and to do something off screen, you're gonna tab back to the menu here. So just ignore that. Just keep that in mind. All right. So yeah, this is the scenario that I wanted to do today. Create a task force of capital ships to attack a single but much more advanced battleship. We've got $195 million to do this. And we got, the enemy is going to have 1 battleship and 2 destroyers. We're going to have 7 destroyers in addition to whatever we build. So we can do this a couple of ways. We can boost technology to make each individual ship a little bit more powerful, or we can get an extra 100 million to get a total of 295 million as far as a budget is concerned to build more battleships and more battle cruisers. I've looked through the technologies, and the technologies they're pretty helpful. But I'm also curious to see if we could do this with more funds. So I'm thinking we'll try that out first. So here are our options. So again, we've got 295,000. So that means we can, whatever we end up building here, we're going to have more than enough money to build whatever we want. The key, the key here is to build enough battleships or battle cruisers to be able to essentially overwhelm whoever we fight. At least that's what I'm thinking we're gonna do for the first battleship, and it looks like we scored with the U.S. So we've got a few dreadnought hulls, or I guess super dreadnoughts in these cases. I was looking at this one originally because it kind of because it not only reduces cost a little bit, but it also gets rid of a lot of the kind of useless and deck restricting secondary casemate mounts. This one has a few of them as well, but they're kind of like raised up. And I feel like personally just this extra layer is a waste of space. I think this Dreadnought 2 hull design will suit us much, much better. So, as usual, how much can we push this up to? 40,000 tons? Okay. And then let's drop this. Well, let's keep the speed right where it's at. We don't need the range. The range doesn't matter. I think we'll bump the bulkheads up to many. we're definitely going to try and get the better engines, better oil. We definitely want to improve everything as far as mobility is concerned to offset the displacement. We definitely want the Krupp 4 armor because we've got the cash for it. I don't think we'll need much in the way of anti-torpedo protection. We'll put in some put in a little bit of anti-flooding. I think what we're mostly going to be concerned with is main gun fire. Yeah, I know, it's still playing War Thunder. I'm too lazy to change it today. Well, I appreciate the thought, Turbo Lover. So, I think we'll worry about the shells here in a moment. We definitely want TNT as far as our propellant is concerned. Because that will reduce the weight just a little bit, and that will also increase the effectiveness of our shells. Yeah. I don't think the traverse speed is going to be all that important. However, the reload time is definitely going to be important. Torpedoes, I don't think we're going to worry about torpedoes. Got radar direction finding. Okay, so we've got those basic components set out. So I think... Yeah, they have 2 destroyers, but we've also got 7 destroyers. And I don't think that their destroyers are really going to be that big of an issue. What I'm more concerned with is the battleship itself, because that's... If they're allowing us to build this much, as far as, like, battleships or battle cruisers is concerned, that means that the enemy we're going to be fighting is going to be pretty tough. So what I want to focus on is essentially all anti-capital ship stuff, and less so on the destroyers, at least at the start. If it turns out that that's what we actually need, then we'll swap over to that. But let's see, funnels. Definitely want funnels. Now, main guns. I think we should probably go for like a minimum of a 16-inch gun. Like have a couple, like let's try having a couple of twin 16-inch guns. Can we get 3 on? Yeah, we can get 3 on. And I think I want to shoot for about 4 battleships. The scenario is basically you design a fleet of capital ships to take on one super battleship. So it's kind of like, I think it's kind of the opposite scenario of the modern battleship scenario we did in the very first stream of this, where we built the 15-gun Yamato. So I think, yeah, well, I think what we'll do is we'll start with that. And then we'll just beef up the armor. Like, we'll use the extra displacement here to beef up the armor a little bit. They've also changed around some of the effectiveness of some of the shells. So basically, armor-piercing shells are going to be more effective now. Yeah, armor-piercing shells are going to be more effective now. And HE shells are also less effective in general. There shouldn't be as much of a meta now of just splashing HE at the enemy until they die. Armor piercing should do a lot more internal damage and so on. But they've also increased the effectiveness of angling to compensate for it, so that's good. That's of 1 gun per turrets. That's kind of a waste of space, because if I'm gonna have 1 gun turrets, yes, they're potentially more accurate, because they don't have the interference of the second gun. But there's also significantly less shells going downrange, and those same turrets will take up the same amount of space as a twin or a triple gun turret. The triple gun turret has even more shells, obviously, going downrange, but it has a significant accuracy penalty. At least I recall that being the case. But I think what we'll do is we'll go with initially 16-inch guns. And we'll go from there and see what other improvements we can make. Let's use that. The deck, I'm pretty happy with, like a 6-inch deck. The conning tower can definitely go up to 15 inches. Turret tops can go up to 4 inches. Extended belt armor can I think the extended belt armor can be at least 10. Deck extended can be, I'm gonna try and make it 4. And then the turrets, we're also gonna go to 15 inches. Secondaries we're not going to worry about. As we learned last time we played, secondaries tend to cause more issues than they tend to cause solutions, especially with them randomly exploding when taking direct fire. Like how the units aren't incoming units. I think you might actually be able to change that. Oh, hello. One moment. Hello. Oh, okay. I will have to do that. All right. Okay, sorry. All right, bye. All right, guys. You're gonna have to give me a few minutes because I gotta go down and move my car. So I will be back very soon. Put it to the pre-stream, and I'll put the music back on, I think. Yeah. I will be back in a few minutes. Apologies, guys. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that, guys. Okay. Now that I am back, we can return to the action. Apologies, everybody. I had to go move my car. My mother got home a lot sooner than I expected her to. Essentially, we have like a tandem parking space where I live. And I was kind of pulled into the frontmost space, so nobody could pull in front of me, essentially. And if she wanted to park her car, I had to pull my car in further so she could park. And I didn't think she was going to be home for another 4 hours or so. So I had to go down and move it. Oh, well. Alright. Back to this, though. I think we've got our basic design set up. We've got double 16, triple 3x2 16-inch guns. And a secondary tower. See how much more displacement do we have? We have quite a bit. We can pump up the or bump up the speed actually quite. Oh my god, we can bump it up to 33 knots. Yeah, let's do that. Let's bump it up to 33 knots. Actually, no. Let's reduce it slightly. Set the bulkheads to maximum and then bump it up. That's more like it. So our ships are tough, extremely fast, but have no secondaries, and relatively poor armament. If you could count that, if you could count 16-inch guns as poor. Actually, let's see if I can get super heavy shells. Yeah, let's reduce that slightly. The super heavy shells will give us will give our smaller 16-inch guns a penetration edge. Yeah. Oh, we've got plenty of armor. We've got like 15 inches of belt armor and turret armor, which is pretty good. Granted, we're probably going to be running up against an 18-inch gun battleship, but we'll see. And we've still got 4 battleships. Like, we're still building 4 of these things, so I'm hoping that 4 versus 1 will be enough. Because I have not actually played this at all. Oh, that's cool. You can actually put in a value now. Alright, cool. Okay, let's give her a run. Eagle, thanks for the 16 months. Guns are the only thing that matters. You make a disposable battleship, almost no armor, but with powerful guns. Yes, that is what is called a battle cruiser. And yes, we can try that after this. Oh boy, that's a super Yamato, all right. Okay. So as you can see, we've got our 4 battleships and 7 destroyers. And the enemy has been spotted in this direction. We got a compass up in the top left-hand corner. And they've also added a times 10 speed. Oh, this is... I can already tell you that the FPS in this is much improved. It's not it's not perfect, but it's definitely way better than it was. It looks like we get... Did you get 7... Or did it say... I think it did say 7 destroyers total. It just didn't say it in these particular groups. Alright, we're already taking fire. Oh boy. Belknap, the Bainbridge, and the Oklahoma. Alright, so here's our big boy. Oh, those are definitely 18 inches. Okay. Wow. It's not quite as insane as, it's not quite as insane as some of the ships that we faced, or that I've built, but this thing is probably going to be pretty damn good. Okay, let's do a line abreast formation. You know, it occurs to me that it might have been better, instead of putting a centerline turret, move this back and then put a barbette and then have a super firing turret. Oh well, we'll play this scenario out and we'll see how it goes. Oof. That actually hurt a lot. He's also got pretty damn good fire control systems. If he's managing to hit me at this range. Yikes, holy crap. He's already brought the frontline battleship down. It occurs to me that I probably should have been screening my battleships with smoke. Yikes. The Belknap is not having a good day. Alright, we've landed a fire, that's good. Oof. The armor appears to be holding up relatively well, all things considered. Okay, never mind. I spoke way too soon. Was that one of my destroyers? Oh, that was a destroyer. I thought this guy had sunk. Oh, yikes. Ouch. That hurt a lot. Okay, I think we're definitely going to need to do a redesign, I think. Because, I thought 15 inches of armor was going to be enough. That does not appear to be the case. Ow, ow, ow. Holy fuck. Holy crap, he brought this guy down from, like, full health to that in a single salvo. I think that's more a case of his guns just having ridiculous pen values. Because all of my ships are very heavily damaged at this point. Yeah, for this mission, I am limited to building essentially dreadnoughts. I can't build another super battleship to match this guy. That's the scenario, like, that's the challenge of it. Build a large enough battle fleet with the resources you have, or with the hulls that you have, to be able to sink this bastard. Yeah, my armor-piercing shells aren't doing shit to him. What's his... He has 16 inches of armor. I wonder if I reduce the speed of my ships but give them like 18-inch guns, if that will even the odds here. Yeah, because my shells just aren't penetrating him. Yeah, my guns don't have the penetration to get through his armor at this range. We basically have to close with him to, like, literally point-blank range in order to be able to pen. Okay. Holy crap, his guns have a crap ton of penetration. Holy shit. Yeah, he's using super heavy shells, too, to get that extra pen. Holy fuck. We need at least 20 inches of belt armor in order to be able to... survive, or stop his rounds from penetrating. Yeah, the AI is also ridiculously accurate, which isn't helping things. And he's got maximum bulkheads too, just like we are. Oh, Jesus. Well, there goes the Belknap. Alright, well, we have a challenge ahead of us. We definitely need to reconsider our strategy here, and reconsider what we're putting on these ships. Because we're not even doing any damage to him. Like, that's the problematic part here. Like, for as much damage as we're taking, we're not dealing enough in return. Hmm. That's the other thing too, like, just building a ship with nothing but a crap ton of guns on it doesn't really help you either, because then you sacrifice a lot to get that. Like, there is no such thing as being able to do one specific, being able to specialize in one thing here, and being able to, essentially counter everything that they throw at you. Here, I've got a couple of options. I can build faster vessels with bigger guns, or I can slow the vessels down. Holy shit! I can slow the vessels down, get bigger guns, and heavier armor. I can't get all three of them, because if I try and do all three of them, I end up with a jack of all trades, master of none, and that's not what I need here. What I need here are battleships that, what I need here are either battleships or battle cruisers that can just do damage to him, because I'm not doing much, and every time he fires a salvo, he's doing that. I can put a certain amount of armor on these things to stop them. But it's just going to come at the sacrifice of a number of other things. So I think what we'll do is we'll keep the same armor values, or we'll reduce the armor values. Maybe we'll go for a battle cruiser, or a series of battle cruisers, and then we'll just stick like the biggest guns we can stick. Put like the biggest guns we can stick on them. Personally, I think the AI is still way too fucking accurate in general. Like, just across the board. I think that's still my biggest complaint. I mean, yes, he's got a way more advanced ship than we do, because we didn't go for the technology boost. But even if he didn't have these, even if he didn't have the accuracy buffs, yeah, even if I did have those accuracy buffs on my ship, he would still be way more accurate than we ever could be. Like, if this was the reverse scenario, like the modern battleship scenario, he would still be way more accurate than I could ever be. Yeah, that's what I'm noticing as well. They don't always hit, but they hit a majority of the time. Like, he has a 50% chance to hit here. It says that he has a 50% chance of hitting. But I guarantee you that these shells probably have way more than that. Or that the main guns have way more than that. Alright. Let's head back to the, dockyard. And rethink this design. So first off, get rid of these 16-inch guns, because they're not going to do shit for us. Reduce the speed to like 25 knots, I think. Give us a lot more weight to work with. Main guns. Oh shit, we don't have anything bigger than 16 inches. All right. In that case, we'll take the boost technology and we'll see what we can do. Oh, that's the advantage of this. Let's actually try Dreadnought 4. We got diesel engines. Extra armor. Range doesn't matter. So I want to build at least 2 battleships. Or at least 2 dreadnoughts. So yeah, we can go all the way up to 18-inch guns now. We have the bar. Oh yeah, we do. But I don't think we'll have enough room. Or a large number of cheap ships. Yeah, I'm trying that right now, essentially. Oh, whoops. I'm trying to cheese it right now by having, like, 2 or 3, like, just stupid powerful ships right now. And if that's still not going to work, then we'll go with something else. Oh yeah, that's the other thing. Set my set my firing capabilities. So I think we'll go with 2 battleships. With the extra displacement, we actually should have enough room. Hold on. Shit, we don't? We still don't have enough room? Damn it. We might have enough on the back, though. And just barely. All right, we're gonna have a bunch of aft. We're gonna have a large amount of aft weight, though. Oof. How are we gonna offset that? Can't really increase the speed. Do that. I don't think the turret traverse speed really means all that much. Ooh, wow, the autoloaders really take up that much weight? Holy shit. Maybe instead of triple turrets, let's go with doubles. Come on, I had you beforehand. What do you meme? There we go. Maybe to offset the weight aft, we'll move the bridge we'll move this bridge forward actually. Oh, you're right. Anti-torp isn't needed. Good call. Still have a large amount of weight offset on the rear. Can't go any farther back with him, but I still want... I still want 3 turrets. Like, if I'm going to build 2 battleships, I want 3 turrets. Let's do 25. Yeah, 25-inch thick belt. Let's do... Can do 15? Yeah. But we're kind of at the cusp here of not being able to build another battleship. Actually, I'm kind of curious. How thick can we make this armor belt? Not bad. $35-inch thick armor belt and 20-inch thick gun turrets. What do you guys think? I can't really build another ship, though. Not unless I reduce the cost somewhere. Gonna have to reduce the armor, I think. Drop it to... Let's drop it to 26 inches of belt armor. $26 of belt armor. $22.2 inches of turret armor. It's kind of like the max that I can do. Oh shit, we didn't even take into account shells. Damn it. I want super heavy shells. We'll take reduced shells, I think. How much ammo will we have? 130 rounds per gun? Yeah, I think that'll be enough. More deck armor? We don't think we have the cash for that. Because we're right at the 50% mark. If I want to have 2 more, like if I want to have two battleships, this is pretty much going to have to do. Ideally, I want 3, but I don't think I'm going to be able to get that. Not with this kind of belt armor. We do have much better, fire control, though. Yeah, plus 55% gun long-range accuracy, minus 20% accuracy during the nighttime. It would be really nice if we could get this, extra traverse speed, but... The anti-flooding is going to be pretty critical, I think. Reinforced bulkheads, that's definitely going to be something that we need. Alright. Let's give this a go and see how disastrous it turns out. If it completely falls flat on its face, then we'll go for the complete opposite. We'll go for, like, extremely fast battle cruisers with light armor but really, really big guns. It's not necessarily even the fact that I'm cash strapped. It's just that, like, if I wanted to build a way more powerful ship, like as far as increasing the armor, increasing the speed, that sort of thing, I probably could do it. But I want to build 2 of these things. So I've got to make cuts somewhere. Got Nebraska and the Kearsarge. Kearsarge? America, I thought we were supposed to speak the same language. Whatever. Alright. Where did they say that the enemy was spotted from? I don't know. So we have to completely sink the battleship, and we have to keep alive... We have to keep at least 30% of our health. Oof. West. So basically directly ahead. What are these guys doing? Whoa. Game. Alright. We're already doing better. We've got a fire. Yeah, he's already down to 85% structural integrity, and our long-range gunnery is much improved. Holy shit, that's way better. He's still firing back, though. Guess we're gonna find out if my armor is actually gonna do the job for me. Our ships are also firing way faster. Let's slow our ships down a little bit and give them an accuracy boost. Ouch. slow down time a little bit more. Yeah, because yeah, if you're moving at flank speed, your dispersion is going to be all over the place. Yeah, the extra armor that we threw on is really doing the job. This is going far better. Yeah, my deck armor is very thin. But most of his shells have been landing at the belt armor line. So it also helps that I've been screening screening my guys, I think. Which is reducing his accuracy by quite a significant degree. He's already down to 57%, guys. Oh, interesting. This is a different battleship design. It looks like, yeah, he's got significantly smaller guns than he did when we last fought him. He probably went for higher armor, but it doesn't look like it's doing much for him, considering the shells I'm firing back. Looks like he went for a bunch of smaller but more rapid firing main battery guns, even though it's not really doing much for him, considering the amount of armor I'm throwing on these things. It also doesn't help that he's firing HE, so... Now his destroyers are screening him, so that may reduce our accuracy. Our battleships are keeping up a pretty steady rate of fire, though. So yeah, 48 seconds on that reload. The autoloaders are really making a difference. Pick up the speed a little bit. Damaged one of the main guns. We damaged his funnel too, which is hurting him in some way, shape, or form. I wonder if I swap to HE if we'll have better results. Considering the angle that my shells are landing in. Oof, that actually hurt. Oof, now he's actually starting to land consistent hits. Probably because none of my destroyers are screening him. Yeah, it's not really doing much. We'll swap back to armor piercing, I think. Yeah, that's doing more consistent structural damage. Basically, I made a couple of Uber Dreadnoughts. Stuck the biggest guns I could on them, reduced their speed significantly, but beefed up their armor to a ludicrous degree. We're running basically 26 inches of belt armor. 26 inches of belt armor on these things. With vastly improved fire control systems. So essentially I sacrificed mobility for armor and firepower to get this result. And so far it seems to be working out quite well in my favor. And my destroyers have intercepted theirs. I don't know what this guy is doing. Oof. That hurt. How's he doing? 30%? He's not getting through the armor, though. That's good. He's doing damage, but he's not getting through. He's basically just splashing me with HE and hoping that whittling me down like that will take me out. Oh, yeah. My shells are having a hard time getting through him as well, but not as bad of a time. Let's pop another smoke, just another smoke screen to try and screen this other battleship of mine. Their destroyers are doing a lot of damage to me, though. Oh. Why are you firing at the destroyers? Fire at him. Oof, that torpedo just barely missed me. Faster do his guns reload? Oh, almost as fast as mine do. He just has more of them. Oof. There we go. That's the kind of hits I'm looking for. Oof, that was actually a very good hit. Very good salvo. We got a torpedo hit on him. He's flooding. Although if this battleship is oh, holy shit, yeah, he's got 105,000 tons of displacement. So he's actually got a greater limit than the player does when you build the modern battleship. He's actually got a higher displacement limit. So he probably put that into anti-torpedo. Yeah, he put that into anti-flooding and so on. Well, now that he's turned away, he's kind of blocked off most of his guns from being able to engage me, which is good. And we're able to shoot, basically, either my shells are going to bounce off him, or they're going to hit him right in the ass, and that'll probably gut him quite severely. At least I hope so, in theory. Fire those torpedoes. There you go. That's what I'm talking about. Different hull than the modern battleship version? You sure about that? Because it's a Yamato hull, and that's basically what you get with the the modern battleship version. I think he's invested a lot of his armor into deck armor. He's firing his main salvo is still at him. Our problem here is that we're not getting enough main guns on target. At least right now. Well, if it is a different hull that the AI is using, it's utilizing the exact same model. Jeez, these HE shells are just whittling me down. Is he lower than he is? No, he's not quite lower than the enemy battleship is, but he's definitely not having a great day. I feel like this is almost World of Warships level of silliness. Just spam HE, man. Those are definitely torpedoes. I feel like we're doing a lot better with the... Yeah, we're doing way better with the HE. He's down to 2%, boys. We've almost got him. Spam HE and get an ammo detonate on a BB. No, not necessarily. That's not necessarily what I'm going for. At this point, I'm just going for destroying his structural integrity. Essentially pounding his hull with so many HE shells that, or with so many projectiles that it eventually cracks under the stress. Like that. There we go. Only took us an hour. Nice. That was actually pretty fun. I am curious, though. Yeah, they added one more here. They added the, defeat the semi-dreadnought. But I'm also kind of curious if we can do this again, but if we design, like, essentially a fleet of battle cruisers instead. Defeat a powerful battlecruiser that attacks your convoy. I don't know. What do you guys want to see? Do you guys want to see... Defend the convoy? We could. HE that it dies. Well, clickety build. Like, here's the thing. HE spamming like you would in World of Warships doesn't work. It works with larger battleships because they have the splash damage and the kinetic energy to deal that. Once you get past a certain threshold as far as shell size getting smaller, you stop being able to actually deliver any sort of damage. You end up just tickling them and not actually doing anything. So it's both up and down. You gain diminishing returns, essentially. So yeah, I could build a battleship filled with nothing but 6-inch guns. Like with a ludicrous amount of 6 to 8-inch guns or something like that. Like cruiser guns. But would it fulfill this? Like, would it be able to beat this mission? Probably not. Because the battleship you're facing is going to be able to lay down either more fire than you or much heavier fire that's going to be able to penetrate your armor. Yeah, I'm finding that too, ignominious. Simply building a, like, if we go to the modern battleship. Yeah. Crank the displacement all the way up. The range doesn't matter. Bulkheads maximum. Yada, yada, yada. Throw down the secondary tower. Funnel. And we just go for main guns. Actually. Nope, not really. Ridiculous accuracy debuff, and it will win a lot of fights for you if you have enough armor to take a few hits. Hmm. But yeah, if I was to build a battleship with, like... We'll take the smallest guns we can... Actually, let's do... We'll do 8-inch secondaries, and we'll just do, like, a literal fuck ton of them. Like, I can do this. I can throw all of these secondaries on. I can do all of this. But I'm really not going to do well. Like, outside of the sheer amount of DACA, you simply aren't going to be dealing enough damage per hit for it to be worth it. I mean, I'll fucking do it just to show that it's a stupid concept, but this is a terrible idea. I don't recommend anybody do this. Really? Alright, fine. How am I too fucking close? There. We'll put the 9-inch gun right there. No, I'm gonna fucking prove it. Like... This is a really stupid idea. This really is. By the way, we can build 2 of these. If I was to just leave it right now. Sure, we'll do super heavy shells on 8-inch guns. Oh, this is so bad. I'm gonna be outranged so badly. Secondaries. Actually, you know what? Let's bump it down to heavies. Please, barbettes. Why? The only ones I could put down are the huge superimposed ones for the 18 inchers. It doesn't make sense to do anything else. Or at least it won't let me do anything else. I probably should have just gone for the extra money, shouldn't I? But then I wouldn't have the improved, well, I don't think it matters, actually. I'm gonna be firing so many guns. It probably doesn't matter at this point. Let's go back. Do more funds instead. Did you run out of money on this mission? What the fuck? I have ways, my friend. I have ways. Make it dummy fast. At least we still got the Crop 4 armor. You don't need RDF if you have radar? Well, fuck that. Okay, so you at least get Gen 1 radar with RDF anyways, so we'll go with that. I'll have to go with semi-auto. ITNT charges. Super heavy shells for, like, tiny guns. Oh, shit. Whoops. Clicked off. Okay. Main tower is going to be forward, I think. Like, really far forward. Like, absurdly forward. Main guns. This is going to be so bad. This is wrong on so many levels. Actually. Oh, I can't put any more on? Fuck. Oh wait, shit, those are centerline guns. This is already going to be a terrible, terrible ship. And I know it. I'm just trying to offset the weight here at the front. We're probably going to need more than that. No. They take 5-inch guns? Yeah, they do. Oh, this is gonna be awful. This is a terrible idea on so many levels. Triple 2-inch guns? No, we're gonna be putting the biggest guns we can put as far as like secondaries are concerned. It's already gonna be this thing already needs to be crucified. Oh my god, you can fit even more guns up here? Holy shit. You guys wanted guns. So, I used more gun. Actually, can I? No, I cannot. I can only put on the single mount 2s. Oh, this is so bad. This is so bad. Hang on. Yes, we can put another 8-inch. This is so terrible. Need barbettes for more guns. I only have one type of barbette. I don't have the smaller barbettes to put on the guns that I want. That would just needlessly add weight that I can be using for uber armor. For uber thick armor. I like how my secondaries are gonna my secondary guns are all gonna have 20 inches of armor. The armored shields on them are gonna weigh more than the guns themselves on the two are like several times more than the 2-inch guns. The new Ultimate Armada meta. Move it back one. There we go. That way it's perfectly balanced, as all things should be. We've got 33 knots top speed. Okay, never mind then. We're not going to be able to do that. Inches. No, we can't do 5 inches. Turret tops. 4?
More maymays for the maymay god.
Oh my god. Fake Baconers, thanks for the 4 months in a row. This is such a bad idea, guys. I'm not going to be able to do 20 inches on everything, but I'm going to do 20 inches on the parts that count. And I like how we've got super heavy shells. Because reasons. It can have more guns. It probably can. Maybe like one more. Oh, there's torpedoes. No, I don't have the displacement for it. I am 6 tons short of the displacement limit. This would be a terrible design in so many ways. And it probably is, but for science, we'll do it. Team wants to make the slowest, least armed, most armored ship possible. Challenge accepted. Oh, this is so bad. The freaky part is this thing can do 33 knots. It's fast as fuck, boys. That ship will just sink after a really, really long time. It probably will. I'm not going to be able to do any damage, but what I'm hoping for here, essentially, is to just charge. Just charge straight at the enemy fleet. Getting really fucking close. And just hammer them. With all of these guns. She was built for hand-to-hand combat. Yeah, basically.
Oh, God! No! God, please, no!
Kill a ship by ramming like a Japanese captain. I don't know if ramming damage is even modeled in this. I know friendly damage isn't modeled as far as ramming is concerned, but I don't know about ramming an enemy ship. Here they come. No, I want you to get in there. Let's be hyper aggressive with all our guns. We've got a fire. Oh, this is going to be so bad. It's the enemy. They sink. Holy shit, look at all the, look at all the shells incoming. We got to get within about 5.5 kilometers in order for all of my guns to be able to fire. This is so bad. Hold on. We're already at 88% structural integrity. I think it's because I didn't put enough deck armor on. The ship is cursed, honestly. It was cursed from the moment that anybody thought of it. Whoa. The ship has done literally fuck all. That's a lot of torpedoes, too. Good thing I invested in anti-torpedo stuff. But those torpedoes are probably going to do a lot more damage than most things. Or not. It would have been even more hilarious if I had actually, like, if I actually had some torpedoes of my own. Oh, Jesus Christ. It is lagging so badly. Hang on. Alright, all the post effects are off. No, it's fine. I christened the Daka Daka boat. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay. So giving orders is in standard, even in normal mode right now, is literally impossible. Because every time I try and click on something and like I move the mouse even slightly, it thinks that I'm trying to adjust the camera, so it's doing that. So that's something they really need to work on. Holy shit, look at all the ricochets, though. It occurs to me I'm probably going way too fast for my guns to actually be able to hit anything. Oh my god. Okay, I literally cannot give orders in real time because of how much lag I'm getting from the amount of shells bouncing off of this ship. This is actually ridiculous. Yeah, Ignominious, I am dead certain that this game artificially nerfs the player ships as far as accuracy is concerned. Because there is no reason that they should miss a ship that close. Or as close as he got. There's absolutely no reason. Not in my personal opinion. I mean, even with my commander alive, my accuracy was fucking terrible. Oh god. I am literally at like 2 frames per second. Oh, this is nigh on unplayable. Oh god. My GPU is probably dying right now. It's like, what are you doing to me? Why? Just why? Oh, hey, Napalm, you're just in time to witness the worst ship ever made. Actual footage of the Emden the first day it was released. Oh, Jesus Christ. This is... I think you guys understand now what I'm going for with, you wanna balance some stuff out and at least go bigger with your guns. Because if you go for all small DACA, I mean, first of all, my guns aren't even actually firing all that quickly, all things considered. And, second of all, they're not hitting anything. Those were the days. The days when you were the only light cruiser in a game, and the enemy was literally nothing but premium destroyers for you to just feast upon. I think it's time to pull the plug on this train wreck. No, I want you guys to see this thing all the way to the end. To see what you have created. With quantum CPUs, this will run 60 FPS. I mean, it's an alpha, though. Like, I can't really expect... I can't exactly expect much as far as performance is concerned, but even still, when you know you're going to be doing like stupidity such as this, you should probably plan for it with your optimization, in my personal opinion. Oh well. If I don't like it, I shouldn't have bought into it. Seriously, like, I think in real life, if that many shells hit a specific ship, the crew would probably just die from the, from having their bells rung. Like, the entire ship would just be ringing like a bell. And the crew would not be happy. I can guarantee you that. Like I said, I literally cannot give orders when it's so laggy because the game keeps thinking that I'm adjusting the camera when all I want it to do is to attack. Imagine complaining about defective earplugs in this. This is like rubbing a dog's nose in its own mess. Yeah, kinda. But I want to see I want you guys to see the consequences of your actions. That's how I want to see a Schwer Gustav mounted on a ship in this game. I would be okay with this. Unfortunately, the reload would probably be like once every 10 minutes. At the very minimum. To have this long, imagine what my idea will do. Honestly, I think past a certain point it doesn't matter, Stu, because the enemy is just going to hit specific parts of your ship, like the main tower, and just basically end you. Although I kind of want to try it now. Holy shit. Technically, they're 18.1-inch guns on the Yamato, so yeah, they're like 460mm guns. Honestly, I would have been better off just having a shit ton of bigger guns, or just having like 15 big guns than having any of these secondaries. But hey. You guys wanted to see secondaries, so I brought you secondaries. I don't think I've sunk a single enemy ship. With just one 18-inch gun. Yeah. I totally agree. I mean, I have a triple 16-inch turret on the back, but it's not doing shit because it's not going to hit anything because everything that has anything to do with accuracy is dead on this ship. Yeah, I've got like literally single-digit % chances to hit. Well, you'll notice here that, like, for the most part, yeah, like, as far as my actual guns are concerned, none of my guns have been knocked out. It's just all of the shells are going into this massive-ass superstructure and dealing max damage to me. That's the problem. It also bothers me that the, Okay, another big complaint I have about this game, and I know that it's early access and so on, but why is it that all the guns on this side, while they're engaging something, like, why can't the guns on this side engage something else? Why is it that all of the guns have to focus on a single target? Like, the fact that I can't focus secondaries on individual targets is a real pain in the ass. And it takes a lot of this ship's potential as a fighting ship and just wastes it, in my personal opinion. Like, it basically, like, that and the fact that secondaries exploding are extremely common, actually. I found that secondaries tend to be more worthless than anything else. You'd frankly just be better off with fewer, bigger guns, with a heck of a lot more armor on them. Different target than the primaries, but they still can't target more than one ship. Right, that's what I'm saying. Like, why can't the secondaries on different sides of the ship engage their own targets in front of them? Because it makes no sense that the secondaries on this side of the ship are engaging this guy, but the secondaries on this side, or any secondaries that can't shoot to that side of the ship, can't engage either of these destroyers. Like, it makes no sense. I imagine that's something that they'll add in later, and I realize, again, this is very early access, and stuff like that will come on into the game down the line, but it doesn't make it any less frustrating that it's not there. Brandenburg needs to die. Yeah. Yeah, again, I know. A lot of the work is being focused in other areas. Oh no. Oh no. I'm getting a bunch of errors now. I don't think the game was meant to handle this. Of course, here I am saying that after I've been getting, like, essentially a slideshow of what's going on for the last 20 minutes. Also, I find it a little more than a little annoying that the default playback speed is essentially slow-mo. Like, why don't they just call it slow-mo and then make the ×2 the standard movement, or the standard time, I guess, in my opinion. It looks a lot more realistic in ×2 than it does in normal time. Yeah, Brandenburg literally too angry to die. There. How much longer does this thing have? Holy fuck, it's still got 14%. The only reason this is doing anything is because he has no armor. This is what happens when you calculate all your shells in real time. There's 400 shells in the air at all times. I imagine stuff like this, like performance issues like this will likely get ironed out closer to launch. Right now they're focusing on getting all of the base features into the game and making sure that things are working on a baseline level. Basically making sure that things don't crash. Get the main features into the game, get the campaign into the game, and then when they go to launch it, hopefully they'll do a huge performance pass on everything. Oh! We sank something, guys! We did it! We did it! Brandenburg is best ship. About 1.5 years? Yeah, that sounds about right. It's a real shame they've been having so many issues with the music, though, because the music for this game, like the main menu music, is phenomenal. But I know they disabled it with this last patch, or with the last major patch, because YouTubers were getting copyright claimed. If this ship wins, every YouTuber, every viewer is legally required to go to a psychiatrist for treatment. No, if this ship was to win, every one of you guys would owe me at least $1. Minimum. And that's me being generous. I mean, it's not gonna win, but Jesus. Just to see the true outcome of the battle. That's probably going to be pretty soon here. We're at 6%, and we've lost all of our engine power. We have no fire control system whatsoever, basically. We don't have any steering like, we actually can't steer the ship anymore. It's just kind of floating. Also, I hope that I also definitely hope that they eventually include a system to track shells underwater. Because seeing a shell land literally right next to a ship in the water and just not do anything, especially if it's an HE shell or something, is quite annoying. I really hope to see that kind of physics be introduced at some point. Holy Jesus, I literally cannot give orders here. Does he have shaft 3? Yeah, but not much. I basically don't have steering. It sounds like a waterfall of cutlery. Okay, hopefully this spread of torpedoes that's about to hit me is going to put me out of my misery. Because I can't avoid these. Oh, God. I literally took torpedoes across every portion of this ship. Yeah, it's way too easy to counter torpedoes in this, I've noticed. Like, torpedoes should do about as much damage as shells. From, like, hull impacts, and I think that the flooding really needs to be a bigger issue. How is this not dead? Amma! What's the memorial service for your computer? Soon, TM. I'm still planning the funeral. created a monster that will not die. Let's please speed this up so we can just go do something else. Oh god, the slideshow. Oh, this is so bad. And how the one 18-inch gunship would do, considering this failed. I think you have to build at least 2 guns onto the ship. But I'm kind of curious as well. Because the 18, if I recall correctly, the 18-inch guns actually have a pretty big accuracy buff. Holy crap, Nugget. Oh, there we go. The Brandenburg sinks due to structural damage. Thank God. Here, we'll do a retry, but we'll go back to the shipbuilder. Oh, never mind. It'll takes us back here anyways. Some parts are badly placed. Huh. I wonder which ones. Alright. Alright, let's actually leave the shipyard so we can just reset everything. Let's boost the technology. Rest in peace, Brandenburg, you will be missed. It certainly won't be missed by me. Who's still alive, I think? Probably not anybody. Range... Does the range actually do anything in battles? In my experience, it hasn't. Oil. Yeah, I didn't think that it has any impact on the battle, and it only reduces your available tonnage. Anti-torpedo doesn't do anything for me. Oh my god, that looks so retarded. That is literally the dumbest looking ship. I'm sorry, but this is extra special. Alright. Yeah, we're gonna do mini turbo armor. I don't need the RDF because I have the Gen 2 radar. I don't need the anti-torpedo protection. Okay. Main guns. 18-inch single gun turrets. Shit. This is too far back. What are you doing over there? Weird. We've got essentially 12,000 tons worth of displacement to work with here. Let's actually just use the hydraulic turrets. I don't think the extra traverse rate is going to make much difference. Oh, Jesus Christ. All right, let's start with 25. Oh fuck, the belt extended is insanely heavy. 20? Fuck. Probably want more ammo. How much ammo do I have? Only 100 rounds per gun, you're right. I think we'll go with... Maybe we'll go with lightened shells, actually. It's only an extra 35 rounds, though, and it increases my weight a lot. Conning Tower is going to have a ludicrous amount. It's not fully customizable, but it's very customizable. That's the best way to put it. This is terrible. And we're at way below engine efficiency. There we go. Now we have 100% engine efficiency. Oh, fuck. There we go, boys. Oh, this is gonna be fucking awful. The shortest but tallest ship? You can't adjust the height of a ship. Like, the only thing you could do to adjust height would be to have different types of, like, main towers and stuff, but you can't really do that. Especially in this scenario, you only get one. Medium looks... Okay. Should we try it, boys? We gotta balance it out somehow. And I want this ship to actually be somewhat effective. Oh Jesus, I forgot about that. I forgot that the Crep 4 gives 100% armor strength on top of whatever you're dealing with. So multiply everything you see here by 2. Oh Jesus. I think we'll be good. I think we'll be good. Probably not, but we'll be good. Seems like a much better rule of the waves. Yeah, I think that's the market that they're going for with this. Southeast. So directly behind me. Let's turn this bugger around. This is so dumb looking. This is like... This is the kind of ship that I would expect to be built, or to be made, if somebody who knew nothing about battleships, like, had to, like, draw a battleship. Like, draw a battleship for me. And then, and this is kind of what they came up with. Green arrow where they are. RDF or radar? I have radar 2 on. I'm not seeing a green arrow. I think that's radio direction finding, though. It flashes in and out? Oh, I see it. Yeah, it just popped up there. Yeah, there it is. Little pop-up again. Yep, there it is. Alright, cool. Now we know. Let's, speed things up. Isn't having high FPS nice, everybody? Because you could probably kiss it goodbye here within the next few minutes. Oh shit, there's probably... Spotted east. Oh, we see something. Holy shit, we actually hit him. Alright, let's drop ourselves down to 26 knots so we can give ourselves the best chance of accuracy. Yeah, you're probably right. Conserve ammo. Save. He's still firing anyways. I'll just turn him off for now. Oh, there's a lot more than 4 enemy ships here. There's 2 battleships, 3 cruisers, 2 light cruisers, and 5 destroyers. This is gonna be terrible. But we've got like 50 inches of armor. So, hopefully this will work. We've increased our protection quite a bit, too. Alright, have a good one shot. UV turrets and barbettes looking about as ridiculous. Yeah, like the Furious. Actually, the HMS Furious was a very similar setup to this. Just without the armor, essentially. It had 2 18-inch guns in single gun mounts. One on the front, one on the back, and it's basically for like either heavy shore bombardment or somehow supposed to hit enemy ships with only 2 guns. Really, the very, very minimum amount of guns that you really want on a ship is about 4. Because that gives you the best chance of, Alright, now shit's starting to heat up. That really gives you the best chance of being able to range find properly and zero in on your target. Oof. Holy shit, I actually took a lot of damage from that torpedo strike. Yikes. These are some serious levels of retard. I'm actually taking quite a bit of damage from these torpedoes because I didn't bring any anti-torpedo protection. Get the AI control and see what it does. I'm just losing the engines to flooding, basically. I sank a destroyer. That's something. This is definitely doing way worse than the last ship, but I think that's just down to the torpedo, the lack of any anti-torpedo protection. Got another one. Thing is, we have to sink all of the enemies. And there's a lot of them. Ooh, that salvo of torpedoes is really gonna hurt. This one is actually sinking stuff. You're not wrong in that respect, but it's definitely not doing better in terms of survivability, that's for sure. Although, let's be fair here. I did sail it into an entire squadron of DDs, so I'm not exactly certain what I expected to happen here. Oh, and my steering gear is damaged, so I'm stuck in a right-hand turn. It's almost like NASCAR all of a sudden. One of the most boring sports out there. Jesus Christ, though. The armor is certainly doing its job. I feel like I can easily reduce the armor a little bit. Stick like double gun turrets on this thing and like massively increase the effectiveness. Also, put on some anti-torpedo bulges. It's because they turn left, nerd. Yeah, I know they turn left. But they still turn one direction. Didn't YOLO in. Yeah. To be fair, though, with such a heavily armored ship, I wanted to YOLO it and just see what happens. I really shouldn't be surprised, though. It would also be kind of nice if they had a, like a cinematic mode? Like a cinematic camera angle mode? Speed this up a little bit more. Yeah, putting on the double gun turrets would probably be a much better idea. Holy crap, this thing has taken so many torpedoes. For the dub. God damn it. Hans gets a fire extinguisher. This is actually a Chinese ship. We get stuck with the Chinese Navy, which is probably why it's doing so poorly. Nothing against the Chinese people, but with the exception of that one time where you guys built a living fuck ton of massive warships for, well, not warships, massive trading ships. Chinese aren't exactly well known for their naval dominance. Yeah, because my main tower is destroyed, I'm not getting any fire control either. Oh, Jesus, that's another torpedo hit. Oh my god. This is bad. Don't worry, Miles, China will grow larger. Dino Launcher. Carrying the big gun. We need to do one of these days. We need to do a Command & Conquer Generals stream. Command & Conquer Generals is like, in my personal opinion, is the best Command & Conquer. And I know a lot of diehard baseline Command & Conquer fans are gonna read at me, but I'm sorry. The systems that they had in Command & Conquer, in Command & Conquer Generals, like some of the physics-based damage systems and so on, and just the flavor of all the factions is just hilarious. What about Supreme Commander? Oh, you mean the basically symmetrical, like, throwdown fest? Yeah. I'm not a huge fan of, like, perfectly symmetrical strategy games. Because at that point, it just becomes a clicks per minute game. Who can build their shit the fastest? I prefer my strategy games to be a lot more asymmetrical. Yes, it's way harder to balance, but in my personal opinion, it's a lot more fun to have the different factions be very distinct from each other. Like, for example, for a very short time I played Planetary Annihilation. I just couldn't get into it because like after you've gone through the like, part of the fun for me with a lot of strategy games is the progression to, like, build up to the bigger units. Like, that's really fun for me. But once you build up to that once you build up to those end tier units the first time, you've done it every time. Because all of the different factions have the same units. Sure, some factions will have different bonuses in some areas, and different commanders will have different bonuses in some parts of their faction, but it's all the same units. And so that just kills a lot of the interest for me. Like, I get the feeling I get the feeling in general that symmetrical strategy games were made for people who value balance over everything else. Like, to them, having a perfectly balanced game is the fun. To me, I'm kind of like the total opposite. Like, some of the most imbalanced games out there can sometimes be the most fun, as far as strategy games go. Mainly because I'm not planning on competing with any of these strategy games anytime soon. Alright, have a good one, K-Dog. Thanks for joining in. To me, with asymmetrical strategy games, there just doesn't leave enough room for experimentation or doing anything risky. Or if you're going to do something risky, it's within some pretty strict parameters. War Thunder is both unbalanced and unfun. Well, War Thunder is a strictly PvP game. Yeah, it has some PvE elements, but really its PvE is pretty shit. About time. I really enjoy some Wargame Red Dragon. I liked Ruse. I really enjoyed Ruse. which was like the granddaddy of Wargame Red Dragon. Ruse was the shit, in my personal opinion. It's my second all-time favorite strategy game, right behind Men of War Assault Squad 2. Or Spacebar lol. I think a perfect representation of the kinds of strategy games that I really enjoy is probably Dawn of War with the Ultimate Apocalypse mod. Just like not a single faction in that is fairly balanced against the other. Like they are just all overpowered in their own separate ways. And I think that's pretty hilarious, personally. Bullshit Fest, especially because back in the day, War Thunder's lack of pay to win is its main selling feature over World of Tanks. I personally don't believe that paying for a vehicle automatically makes you a better player. In some cases, yes, it does give you like certain advantages, like you'll have better mobility than the tech tree vehicle, or you'll have like better ammunition than the tech tree vehicle. But ultimately, if you can't put yourself in good positions to take advantage of those, if you're not a good enough player to take advantage of those things, it doesn't matter. Really, the only statistic that can cover for a lack of skill is armor. That's really it. And there are very few premium heavy tanks in War Thunder, or premium vehicles that you can pay for that will actually give you a level of armor protection that will legitimately give you an advantage. People will point out like IS-7 or Mouse or something like that. Like, first of all, IS-7, it's at an 8.3 battle rating. It deserves to be there. I'm not saying it should be lower. But because it is at an 8.3 battle rating, you are taking a vehicle that was designed to resist everything on a World War II battlefield and putting it up against prototypes or vehicles from the late 70s, early 80s. And it doesn't do so well. So I personally don't think that I still don't think that War Thunder is a pay-to-win game. Like, because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how much money you throw at War Thunder. If you can't put yourself in a position to take advantage of your vehicle's strengths or weaknesses, you don't, like, for example, you don't know the maps, you don't know where people like to go, you can't shoot very well, it doesn't matter. Like, you could have the most overpowered vehicle in the game, but if you don't know how to put its overpowered elements to good use, you're not going to do well. You put a vehicle that's I can pretty much guarantee you, you put an overpowered vehicle in the hands of a good player, and you put a decently powered vehicle in the hands of an amazing player, the amazing player will win 9 out of 10 times. Pay to reduce grind. Yeah, that's a better way of putting it. Pay to reduce grind. Whereas World of Tanks will, and even with the whole pay to reduce, even with like a lot of pay to reduce grind elements within War Thunder, The base grind in and of itself is leagues easier than World of Tanks. Unless you are like a top tier Unicum player in World of Tanks, good luck. Like, good luck getting anywhere anytime soon without shelling out tons and tons of cash. I'm not saying that War Thunder doesn't have its grindy elements. It most certainly does. The modifications at top tier are like some of the worst instances of that, as well as the crew skills. The crew skills are like War Thunder's worst offender. Like, Jesus Christ, the amount that like, if there was any one thing that you could say is overpowered, it like is just blatantly pay to have an advantage, it's crew skills. If you have the GE to do it, you can have entire lineups full of 150%, like 150 crew level 150s, and be able to reload faster, react faster, do everything about 10% better than everybody else. As far as like your soft statistics are concerned. The only thing it really doesn't give you an advantage in is like penetration values. Flavor of the month changes again. At top tier, yes. Yeah, the flavor of the month thing really is only beneficial to people who have the money to afford it, or content creators who can get their hands on it early. Like the KA50s, I imagine that the KA50s will probably make a comeback once only the good players start playing them. The fact that everybody went out and bought, like a ludicrous amount of people went out and just bought KA50s sight unseen, I think most demonstrates this idea that pay-to-win vehicles don't actually exist in War Thunder. The K50 is stupid powerful. It is stupid powerful. But a couple of decent players in an ADATS can completely wipe out an entire team of K50s within a matter of a couple of minutes. It's really not that difficult for an ADATS to kill a helicopter. They are specialists at it. So War Thunder is, in general, War Thunder is not without its issues, balancing-wise. Like, there are a lot of things wrong with it. But I think claiming that War Thunder is bullshit and pay to win is drastically oversimplifying the issue. Because in my personal opinion, there's no such thing as pay to win. Buying a vehicle does not guarantee you'll win. And that's I think why I prefer War Thunder over World of Tanks, because your own personal skill matters more than anything else. Like in World of Tanks, you are entirely reliant on RNG pretty much from top to bottom. The only thing that RNG doesn't affect is your top speed. And that's assuming you don't get shot in the engine and RNG decides to fuck over your engine. Anyways, actually, I think I'm gonna go ahead and call it an evening there, because we've been live for about 2 hours and 45 minutes, and I've actually got some classes tomorrow morning, so... And I actually haven't eaten anything today. It occurs to me I haven't even eaten breakfast, so I should probably go do that. Yeah, I think I'll go do that. So, I thank you guys for those of you guys who came and hung out for this Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts stream. These streams are always fun. I'm not going to do them all that often. I'll do them periodically as I feel like it. Only because, well, I'm mostly waiting for more stuff to get added to the game. But as new scenarios come in that I find interesting, I'll stream them and we'll have a good time in designing the ships. Anyways, thank you guys for hanging out, and I will talk to you guys all in the next one.